Well, BBBY is up 17%, so I feel like that has to be brought up, right?
Jesus Christ. It's starting again. And then, as for Tardstrology, we have another split trajectory today. So it could go one of two ways. It could go parallel, so we're going to be okay, but the market's not going to do jack shit. Or we're going super downsies, and from what Opinion told me, it makes me think that we're going super downsies. But hopefully we end green today. I don't know.
Yeah, the crypto leading indicator shows that the 100-day moving average curve is leveling off, and we might be up a little bit, but then go down later on today.
What's going on, Wall Street Bets? Good morning.
Morning.
So, I do a Telegram page. I'm not trying to plug nothing real quick, but my plays I make the night before, just on the contrary to a lot of people's beliefs. I do watch the followers, the movers, but I just posted my plays for today. I've already been in and out of Grom. I think I got in at like 2:30, got out at 3:45, GROM. I mentioned my options play for Friday. It was Lucid and it was also Shop, SHOP. I got out of both of those yesterday in the fucking green. I made, I think, at least 35%, 38%, some slight shit, but I still was out with the green. Like, made at least $500 between the two. My options play that I got in yesterday, let me pull up my account real quick. It's going to be for PARA, P-A-R-A. Like I said, I got in yesterday, but it's going to be a February 10th, and it's going to be a 2150. That I expect to try to exit today. So the rest of my plays for this morning are Grom. I'm going to keep an eye on BX, RX. Might have missed it. Might have buy it on the dip. It's a shithole, but if I can get a couple of dollars, I'll be in and out. I did get a little change on HLBZ. I'm trying to re-enter around 30 cents. I mentioned Grom. I'll also mention HOLO. I'll also mention INBS. Again, I'm still playing around with Apron, APRN, and GNS. Now, again, I pre-market. I'm in and out. I don't know if you'll catch them, but they all will drop, of course, and they'll be in and out. So there you go.
Do you want to give the audience a 30-second overview of what you're doing when you see all these tickers?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a scanner. I'm looking for volume. I don't care about market cap. I'm looking at the market cap, but the shares outstanding. I like to play money plays. I've been doing that I've been in the market for like 22 years. So I'm looking at all that. And then I just look at a good entry point. My entry points are based on looking at the ARCC, and that's something that you have to have on your brokers where you can see the actual bids and the asks. And you can see them on a pretty big scheme. You can see them from every broker, basically. You can see them from NSDQ to NSYE or NYSE. And so that's how I'll evaluate my entry point. Of course, we all know stocks go up and they come down. So they may be high now, but if you can catch an entry, and you also have to look at your volume, because volume is key. Money follows money. So I look at the 10-day volume average, and then that's how I make my decision on out of the 5, which is the best one to roll with. Again, I've already made a couple of dollars. My goal is just to make like $300 a day for real. And then if I can pull 10 or 20 a month on bigger plays, I'm stuck in a couple plays, and I've invested my one play I've mentioned to you guys, my egg play, CALM. I bought 1,000 shares, so I'm sitting on a bag there, but I just need that thing to run up like $3 or $4 and I'll make a couple thousand and be out. So that's how I do what I do, fellas.
Very nice. 2 last quick questions and then we'll move on. Can you define money plays and also ARCC?
So money plays for me are the plays that basically squeezes. And it doesn't have to be a big ass squeeze, just something that has the potential to squeeze. When the shares outstanding are over the market cap, and I mean at least to have to be like 3.5 times over to really make sense. And then the volume also depends on it. And of course, news plays a part in that shit. You know, they drop some news on you. It could go either way. I buy the hype, sell the news. And then ARCC, I'm not sure what the fuck that means as far as the acronym. I guess if that's how the fuck you say that, whatever those letters mean in Word, but it's basically a book filter, if you will. And it'll allow you to see montage, NSDQ, and then the NYSE, and you can actually see who's bidding and who's asking and how many shares. And you can tell if it's really going to be a play, if there's a big volume amount of shares being moved, 10,000, 20,000, you got to move blocks. And then you just get in how you fit in, boys. You got to play with, if you got $50, you can play with 50. I've realized that options are the cheaper way to play. So I guess that's why everybody does the options thing. I'm used to just putting blocks of cash and just holding the stock. So I appreciate being here, learning options. Again, I've cashed out on my 2 personal options play. And take a look at that one. I'll plug my last options play for the day in, and I'll be out of here. It's going to be PARA, PARA, February 10th, 2150 strike. I'll be on the line. If I see anything else, I'll just throw them out there. I appreciate it, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Tuesday. We appreciate you too.
Yes, sir. Everybody, good luck. Yes, sir.
Yeah, what brokers do you use? Because by the way, I used to do this in like the early 2000s, so I know like these plays, man.
Yeah, I lost enough money back in like 98, 99. So to answer your first question, I'm in E-Trade. I do crypto out of crypto.com and a bunch of different exchanges. I love crypto as well. But it's just some shit that I learned. I mean, I made a play on Sprint back in the day and I made some bands, 6 figures off of that one. And after that, I bought some cars, like stayed away from the market, but then I just utilized the tools that I had learned from losing money. I lost big on Lucid, CCIV fucking bullshit a couple years ago. I lost 30 stacks on that. So I was like, I'm not fucking with no options. But after I've been here learning definitions, iron condor, going back and doing research and then utilizing my personal formula, I think I can fuck with these options. And I've got enough bag where I can buy 20, 30 call options and just try to get in and out. So that's it.
Ooh, Lucid was my godsend, honestly. I'm not mad, but I mean...
Yeah, that ran the train on me.
Yo, Safely, what happened to your option from Friday?
So they both paid out. I cashed out yesterday. The Lucid, I made something slight. I think I made like $15 per contract just because I got a little scared. But on Shop, I made a decent amount. Total was like $500, but I went in on Friday. I got out yesterday. So I got in.
Ruin you over the weekend.
You know what? It don't matter when you play with house money. I got balls of steel. I don't fucking care. This is for fun. It's actually educational to me. And it's better than buying a business and just sitting and watch your money go out the door because employees are fucking lazy.
Excellent. All right, let's keep it moving then. What else we got today, guys?
What's y'all's thoughts on Ethereum Classic?
We got no thoughts, but you got thoughts. What are your thoughts on Ethereum Classic, sir?
I think it's going to the moon.
Excellent analysis. Any reason why, or just hopium?
It's just a feeling.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing your feelings with us. It was very courageous of you.
We talking crypto? Because I got some crypto plays if that's what we talking.
Sure. Let's hear them. But let's also hear the...
Are we going to get a list of altcoins now?
I'm going to get a list of whatever puts money in my bag, baby. I don't give a fuck about none of this. So
right.
I can give you some plays.
Maybe let's stay away from altcoins. Let's keep it high quality here, or at least decent quality.
Let's talk
like
about
these penny companies are high quality. Let's be honest, boys. We want to get paid, but I'll leave it at that.
Thanks,
let's at least stick to markets that have enough liquidity that you can sell when you do get gains.
Well, so how I play crypto is just like I play stocks. People talk about the gas fees are too high or whatever, I'm in and out of the apps, I do Trust Wallet and all that, but crypto.com, you can still make money on. I got in Gala, I think at like whatever the three number, I don't know if it's 38 cents, 3 cents. I'm not really sure. Right now it's at 52, I believe. And I'll just move to USDC because it's a stable token and let my money sit there. And whenever I see these charts go hammer, I'll jump into something else and just move back to USDC. You're not claiming no gains, so to speak, and you're in a stable token.
All right. I hear a resounding no from the audience, so unfortunately I'm going to have to move on. Anyone got some big boy plays for us?
Well, I was just curious if anyone was playing the Fed meeting next week. I mean, we know, or we think we know what the interest rate raise is going to be, but how do people think they're going to move the markets? It's a 2-day meeting, and they announce, so it's the 31st through the 1st. Anyone playing that?
Yeah, I think if the markets are up around this, 4100 level or whatever, yeah, I think it's gonna sell off on a 25 bips announcement because that's priced in right now, and that's relatively bullish for the markets because it's pretty clearly signaling that they're starting to plateau on their interest rate hiking regime. So if it's 25 bips, I would play it on the downside, maybe a pop initially. I think it sells off, especially if Powell comes out there and starts talking about, oh, we're gonna be like this through 2023. I think there's a lot of morons thinking that they're gonna pivot this year. These interest rates are gonna stay around this level for a good long while, into 2024. So if it's 25 bips, I'm playing on the downside.
No, I agree with you. And to the point that was made yesterday about how they're recalculating the CPI figures, we're not going to see that next week. But the upcoming meetings, I think inflation's still going to seem hot. So, yeah, a pivot doesn't seem in the numbers for me either. So I agree with what you think about the market is. It's good, and then they kind of look at it and go, wait a minute, that's not good, and sell off. So was anyone buying protection for their portfolio? Is anyone doing that?
I don't mean to interrupt, but keep an eye on that BXRX. I just made $3 a share and got out. Check it out. I don't know what it's going to do after market opens, but
that means the run-up's done already, no?
Never that, sir. Don't argue now. I'm not trying to argue. I'm just telling you, these stocks do what they want. If the money comes over here later on in the afternoon at 10:30 this morning, let's just say when the Asian people come from lunch, they might see they want to jump in. You got to understand the market. It doesn't do what you may think it's always going to do. That's all I have to say.
Hey, I'm Asian, man.
No disrespect now. I don't know. No. I'm not being disrespectful. I talk different. I'm from different areas. So
what's your entry point on
a lot of sensitive people over here. So
no, I think his point is that the whole world is connected to the markets, right? So we got to stop acting like it's just America when everyone's connected to the internet.
Anybody playing the Mullen?
How'd you make $3 a share on BXRX? Did you get in yesterday or something?
Nah,
all right. Hold on. Stop, guys. Let's move on to some high quality stuff.
All right. So
Mullen,
somebody mentioned about hedging their long positions. I have UVixi up as a $5.5 strike for the weekly. Mostly to hedge for the GD. Well, on Thursday we got some big numbers coming out. That's positioning for next week. So UVixi 5.5 strike will be good just for volatility's sake. As you guys know, especially Cardi's not here, but the options market has been like dipping because the premiums are going down. It went up slightly because of the volatility and the big board earnings for this week, but it's been pretty low for the past couple weeks, mostly because of low volatility since the market's mostly trading flat. So UVixi 5.5 is a good hedge play. It's not a money-making play. It's to protect your positions from too much volatility, especially this week is a pretty volatile week. So that's one play I am entering, and then I have a long-term bearish play. If you guys know this company called Atlassian Team, they have collaboration software where it's a very hip company. Everybody calling the tech space is hip. But it's starting to lose its luster because it's no longer as unique as what everybody else is already doing now. So I have $100 put for February. It's not very liquid for a chain, but at the very least, it's something that I am very bearish on. So that's what I'm looking to enter probably today or tomorrow. I'm waiting for the market to go up a little more for me to start my puts.
Are you going to do option trading?
What?
My bad. Are you going to do puts on that?
Olivier said he was going to do puts.
Yeah.
All right. What else, guys? See a lot of people muting and unmuting. Don't be shy now.
No, I just wanted to ask if you guys spoke about Tesla already, because it seems like Tesla is its like own market in itself, which has its own news, its own headers, its own just support and resistance compared to everything else. I mean, it still goes with the technology market in general, but it seems like there's enough people just separate private people playing with it that you can make a lot of money off of it daily.
Yes, Tesla is a stock. What are your thoughts on Tesla?
That since it's so open, is it possible that we can all, as a community, since we all talking to each other right now, is there something? Is this a stock that's volatile enough and open enough to the public to actually constantly?
Bro, what? It's a publicly traded company. So,
yeah, if you're asking if it's possible to move, like the price is easy, definitely not. It's way too huge of a company. But what I was going to comment on earlier, someone was mentioning how they're going to play next week, something to do with Tesla or the Fed rate or the FOMC meeting or whatever. But yeah, I had to comment about that too, because now is as likely of a time as you're ever going to get to have some like successful puts. I know Tesla puts are extremely expensive, but I just trade shares of Tesla. And with earnings tomorrow, most of us are expecting a miss. I think it's pretty certain now we're getting a miss on earnings. And then with the Fed meeting coming up early next week, I think it's on the 1st or something. But yeah, it's definitely going to be some opportunity to make some money on the downside. Most likely, we're also testing the S&Ps up in the 3,000 or 4,000 range, and there's resistance up there. So I have no magical ball, but if I was going to take a bet on the downside, it would be for early next week or end of next week puts.
Yeah, both that and that UVX play. That's exactly what I was talking about. So thanks, guys. That's what I need.
The only thing I would say, like as a word of caution, is I think you're right about the market generally expecting Tesla's going to miss earnings. The question starts to become how much of that's already priced in, right?
Very true.
Does that take the price or does that keep it the same, right? And that's a really hard one to answer.
It reminds me a bit of the Netflix fiasco. I bought Netflix when it dropped off real big, and yeah, it kind of seems like after a huge drop like that, earnings misses and small news doesn't affect it as much. It's got more resistance to the upside. So it's coming back to try to meet its drop off.
While we are talking about Tesla here, how about the Chinese EV stocks like NIO and all that? I believe that China is opening its economy. Manufacturing will be back in its glory again. Probably it will take some few more months, but it should be there. So I think a lot of competition is there for Tesla now. It is going to grow. Given that US is going to get into recession or even for mild recession, but China doesn't
Can you speak
seem
up
to
just a little bit?
But is it okay now?
Yes.
Looking at China, its economy seems to be doing fine now. Of course, they had this issue with home mortgage situation, but that seems to be in control. What are your thoughts on that? Anyone?
Yeah, China seems like it's doing all right. I mean, I think, I'm not sure they'll be able to do any more lockdowns because the gates have already been open. But I would expect some impacts from the Chinese New Year that just got celebrated. So maybe there'll be, a lot of infections and maybe some impact from that. I'm kind of playing for like one more downside opportunity to buy into a couple of my favorite stocks in China. But yeah, it looks like they're doing okay.
I think they're forecasting a second wave. Probably not as severe as the first, but yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually a very interesting talk about like the whole pandemic, because China reopened completely back in December, late December, to try to like achieve herd immunity by January 6th. That was their public health activation plan essentially. So if there's a second wave, China's pretty much fucked. At least in terms of workforce. And it's going to look very bearish for like at least the midterm economy. So let's see how it plays out. I maybe go into the Yang Gang again.
I might slightly disagree with that, but I think a lot of them will have immunity already.
The current strain is not that bad.
No.
It's more infectious, but it's not as many people going to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll really see what happens. I mean, for Chinese New Year, 2 billion tickets have been sold by plane or by train. This is the largest human migration that occurs in history, right? It occurs every year around the Chinese Lunar New Year. So, I mean, basically, they're going to be the world's largest petri dish, and we'll see what happens and what comes out of that. It's impossible for us to know. But what we do know is that there is a concerted political effort of nearshoring here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico to start bringing manufacturing of things like car parts and electronics clawing that back from China and bringing it to Mexico. So a Chinese EV maker like NIO, I don't know how much any of this news impacts them. Perhaps not at all. But for the broader future of China, bearish.
I got a quick one, boys. Don't mean to interrupt. I just got an alert. I got a circuit breaker on CDTX. 92 million market cap, 71 million shares outstanding, 57,000 volume. The average 10 days, 2 million. It looks like it might do a little change. And just a touch note on that, talking about bullshit companies really fast. Everybody thought FTX was the shit until Sam fucked everybody. So don't trust too many people.
So I'd like to echo Scald's comments about investing in China. I think they'll always be a juggernaut in the world economy. Right now, they're outperforming U.S. stocks. All international equities are outperforming this year to date. So there's always more risk with that, but comes with risk comes opportunities. So smart size your bet. Have fun, man. Go for it if you believe in it.
Did we talk about Playboy puts? Or Playboy going down? Did you talk about this?
No, we haven't. Please continue, Scald.
Oh, man. Well, I don't want to step on anyone's toes here. Does anybody want to give the Playboy play and explain why this company is, basically a hollow shell?
I don't know the play, but I'm guessing the reason it's basically a hollow shell is you can look up boobies on the internet for free now.
Wait, what?
Well, here's the reason why.
I
So,
like Playboy to read the articles.
you want to go ahead? You want to go ahead and give it to us, Imbev, or okay, I'll just say it. So, basically Hugh Hefner's daughter decided to get rid of nudity in the magazine, which ended up absolutely destroying the Playboy brand. Anyway, then when they realized, oh my gosh, people weren't reading it for the articles, they tried to pivot around and open an OnlyFans that then failed miserably. You've never even heard of Playboy's version of OnlyFans. As of right now, the company has more in goodwill on its books than its like market cap. Like its market capitalization is 100% goodwill. Like there are no assets here, guys. Like it's insane. There's nothing of note. The debt highly outstrips everything. The only thing keeping this afloat as a stock is goodwill, which is an intangible. I mean, so I'm looking at trying to figure out a way to make money off of a downward movement in Playboy stock, and just thinking that out right now.
I got a question. I don't know if anybody can answer it. Who owns the fans only page? Like, are they publicly traded? Shit.
OnlyFans not publicly traded. They've been talking about doing an IPO for the last 2 years. There's no news on that front.
Tech sells, boys. So you might want to keep an eye on that one.
Well,
Holy
who
shit.
hosts their web service?
Probably Amazon AWS.
What?
The IV on those puts are that's the big number.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people think it's going down, right? So
the return on equity is negative 117%. That's a lot.
Wait, so if you give them $1, you owe 17 cents? Wait, I must be misunderstanding.
I think it's like the reverse. Yeah, it's like the negative interest rates a few years ago. Yeah, you didn't have to go give the payment to the bank, I don't think. I don't know. It's a different kind of bank. Anyhow.
Hey, right. If you give them $1, you owe them 17 cents. Wait, I have no idea what that even means. Negative 117% return on equity. Wow. That's pretty impressive. But yeah.
I think that's why the IV is obviously through the roof. And you're right. They removed nudity. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. So that in itself is not a new story. But the fact that it was a publicly traded company, I didn't know that. Or if I did, I thought it was probably gone until this morning.
It did
Yeah,
squeeze
so-
up it did squeeze up a cool 50% over the past week or so, but yeah, that thing is nasty.
So
Right,
I guess
I'm
their
thinking
stock's
it's
the only
coming-
thing going tits up.
Right. I'm thinking it's coming back down, right? I mean, like it's squeezing on what? I don't know. I know one of my favorite traders that I follow is posing in their magazine or whatever. But other than that, she's a great stock. She's a great stock trader. Anyway.
Yesterday she was down, or it was down almost 18% on one day. So a lot of ups and downs, if you know what I mean.
Kathy Wood is going to be in Playboy. Oh boy.
Oh my God! Get me that magazine immediately.
It would just be an article. Remember, there's no nudity.
I'm all about Mama Kathy. If I could just see her in a bikini, I'd be happy.
Didn't they start posting trans guys and stuff? That's why nobody cares about it anymore.
You might get her in a sweater.
I'm gonna take a shot.
Another thing. Let's talk about cars.com. Oh wait, you're talking about Playboy. March?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a shot on the March 250 puts. It touched at a couple of times in the past 3 months or so. At the puts you get defined risk, and if I can get a fill, I mean, 10 cents, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Let's see.
For companies
Nice.
like this, oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's it.
Okay, but for companies like this, it makes so much sense that it doesn't make sense to me. It's almost as if there's something behind the scenes keeping some of these companies afloat. I was short for New York Times for a little bit because I just did some quick DD, and I already thought that the New York Times, everything that's fucking, it's becoming obsolete unless they pivoted into something else, which they haven't really. And it just doesn't make sense how some of these older things that are completely becoming just useless now in today's day and age, how they stay afloat. And even even though I like AT&T and I own it myself, some of these older companies, I don't know exactly how, but I would be careful going short against them because something's keeping them afloat for all these years.
Well, I mean, the Times and Washington Post are called billionaires like Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos buy newspapers. I'll let you figure out why they do that. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
but
I get that.
I don't think they're going to do that with Playboy. I could be wrong.
Oh no,
but...
definitely not. But I'm just saying, like it makes so much sense that it shouldn't even be a thing right now. But
Elon Musk could buy Playboy. That would be the most reasonable buyer.
I think he has a few other things to tend to at the moment.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk's trying to not go bankrupt, dude. I mean, he's got to make big ass payment this Friday, right?
Interest payments due. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, his first $1.8 billion interest rate payment is due this Friday.
You think he's shitting the bed?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if he can't figure out, if he can't find $1.8 billion in his couch, I think he's going to have to sell some Tesla shares, right? Isn't that how that works?
He just sold 400 billion, right? I think he's got some. I think he's got some money right now. Maybe not.
We'll see. Another thing I got that we talked about. I don't want to steal anybody's. Says OK Helicopter up here. Can we bring OK Helicopter up here? Let's see where where is he at? All right, we can wait for OK Helicopter for this one, but yeah.
They're not alphabetical skulled. It's impossible.
What do you guys think the Fed's gonna hike this coming meeting? 50, 25? What do you guys
were mentioned? They recently came back in as a SPAC with this with a new CEO, Bernie Cohen. And they also have other things, like they have websites that sell, like other websites like Honey Burnett, and they have another website that sells sex toys, and ones that sells lingerie and stuff like that. So, and not to mention that I don't know the merchandising of having that logo on t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that Playboy bunny. Just to be clear, I'm pretty sure we're not talking about the Fed interest rates. That Playboy bunny, it does have some brand recognition, right? I mean, like everyone's running around with that on their panties and stuff, right? And people get it tattooed on their butts, the whole deal.
I'd be interested in hearing from a lady before a bunch of dudes. You know, I haven't seen a Playboy bunny in a long time on a girl that I would take seriously.
I mean, I think Mr. J. Powell's left his mark on my booty before. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a millennial. I find like Playboy bunnies to be like.
Hold up. I got insight right here. Is Playboy bunny trashy?
Yes.
Would you use a Playboy bunny? Like on anything? Would you wear it on your clothes?
No,
or anything like
I
that?
wouldn't wear it.
Okay.
Well, are women the consumers of Playboy, or are men the consumers of Playboy?
It depends on what you're talking about. Are you talking about the magazine or the emblem?
Well,
I'll say guys are the emblem too, right?
Where do they make
like
money?
Status symbol.
Instagram models like it.
So, sorry. So, I'll put a little insight into this. I can say, especially for the younger generations, kind of think you're OnlyFans individuals, there's no clout to Playboy. They don't care about it. They're not like looking to work there. There's no interest to it. It's a dead brand in their eyes. There's not like this dream of being like the Playboy bunny who lives at Hugh Hefner's mansion. That's an archaic thing. Nobody, like Zoomers and all of them, aren't living that life anymore. It's not a goal.
Right. Without the personality of Hugh Hefner, like what's the point of the brand? if you're not showing nudity.
But maybe I'll take a chance, read the filings, and come back tomorrow and talk about it, as opposed to giving our fairly unqualified opinions. I think that makes a little bit more sense, and then we can cycle on to different bigger topic.
I thought
Okay, I
you
got
said
another
quality
play.
earlier, right?
Check out Cars.com with their 1,507 PE ratio. 1,507 PE ratio. Cars.com.
Wow.
This is like
Let's
finding
see.
out that Homestar Runner is a publicly traded company and supposedly worth like, a shit ton of money. Doesn't make any sense. I'd rather
What's
invest
the
in Homestar
ticker?
Runner. Brad the Reptile said that earlier. I agree with him.
I am so long
Cars.com.
Homestar.
What was that called?
Cars.com puts.
What's the ticker?
Cars.
It's literally
Cars.
And just so y'all know, since I mentioned BXRX on this chat, it's up $1. So for the gentleman who was asking, I can trade from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So that's how I was able to grab the $2-3 before 8:34, I believe, is when I cashed out. So
Okay, but the stock only went up like $2.40 from like 4 a.m. So did you buy
I
it
don't know what you're
yesterday?
looking. No, hold on. Let me tell you. Let me look at my. Give me a second. I'll tell you right now. Okay, so I got in at 380, and I got out at so my apologies. Okay, I made $1.48 a share. I gassed myself, but I got in and out.
Yeah, you gassed all of it. Oh, you left off like the 50% of the truth there. That's fine. I understand.
I'm not sure what
I'm
percentage
not.
of the
I'm
truth
not
I
trying.
left
I'm
off,
not trying
but
to be the cop here. I'm not trying to be the cop here. But I was just looking at it and thinking, oh, maybe there's some more in it, and then realized that like maybe what you said wasn't accurate to begin with. So that's all. I appreciate the
So
play. I just appreciate
no worries, no worries.
$1.50 instead of $3. But
I
thank
think
you.
we've all rounded up and about our
Yeah, I mean, I'm
private
sitting here
parts
just
now.
talking about it in a moment, but as I look at my in and out, you're correct, absolutely. But since I mentioned it, it's also gone up $1, so it is what it is.
Sure.
Hey, very cool, very cool. Hey, I think Gerdau, GGB, I think that would be a worthwhile investment. I am a truck driver, and they've built a few new factories. They've gone up in 3 months, 23%, and it will only get higher as it goes into the summer months and manufacturing speeds up. Those are my 2 cents for this morning. Have a great day.
I just want to know, I guess Skull dropped out or something, but on that Cars.com play, keep in mind it's got 96% institutional ownership. So even though it's got that insane PE ratio, any movement's only going to really happen on about 4% of the stock.
Or when the institutions want it to.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to do a sell-off, yeah, it would move then.
What would make them sell off, though? Like, what's the big indicator that they would be selling off?
Major fundamental differences that's changed from the last earnings guidance. Probably their annual revenue year to year.
Yeah, if they get in a position where they're hurting for cash, they might do it. Or if one of the bigwigs decides that they want to buy a yacht or whatever.
But do you think it's a
Wait,
since
what?
it is
Who's buying a yacht? What's going to move the stock? Wait.
That was just a hypothetical.
I know, I'm just messing. You have country club dues, dude.
So here's my gripe with P&E. If they adjust like the future earnings and like projections, the P&E is gonna shift drastically. I'm just thinking that because everybody's lowering their expectations, I think their P&E is gonna start creeping up again, and then it's gonna give you a false sense of security that the price is overvalued. It very well may be. Just be mindful that there's a lot at play than just P&E. Just throwing this out there.
I'll just put this out here anecdotally. I haven't heard them brought up in any like Wall Street or talking head conversations when they bring up Carvana or even just CarMax, returns. Not that they're going bankrupt, but I had no idea they had such a PE until Skull pointed it out. So take that anecdotal evidence. I haven't heard any fire alarms elsewhere.
I haven't heard any plays in a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop one that I'm looking at right now. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at $6 calls for the end of the week on SoFi. So obviously that's gonna end in 3 days. They're 11 cents a piece. And I might get 2 contracts and see if these print before the end of the week. We'll see what happens.
I mean, are they calls or puts? Sorry, I didn't pay attention.
$6 calls.
Matt's got the options
for the end of the
bug.
week. But yeah, I got it, dude. I'm addicted. I'm actually I love the fact that I'm able to look at the options chain and try to dictate what sort of plays I should get into based off of how much money I have. It's pretty fun. I see why y'all do it.
Careful, Mast. It goes from it goes from fun to broke real quick, friend.
Oh, I'm expecting to be broke before March.
But entertained, so that's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna lose $12,000, but it's gonna be fun.
Hey, I wanted to bring up something about cars.com. If you think about it, I don't think they actually hold any actual property that they sell. They just sell services. It was originally designed to be like a person to person, peer to peer sales design. And the revenue wasn't there. So they started a dealer hub, and now they charge dealers fees for listing. So that it doesn't have anything really in common with Carvana, which I think is probably why it never really gets brought up in that aspect, because they don't really hold any assets. You know what I mean? Like costs. Like Carvana
Yeah,
holds
they're
a bunch of
they're
cars.
kind of a completely different service than Carvana.
Yeah, they
Right.
just host a web service. That's all they do.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. That helps.
So, if you're trying to play it as a volatility play, you can look out to September or July, and or June actually. Sorry, and the puts aren't terribly expensive, but it is more of a volatility play in that perspective based on the PE.
I'm thinking maybe calls around tax time. Just because that's when all the used car dealers, the buy here, pay here dealers are going to be trying to flush everything they can. That's where they're going to make their money. And that's where they're going to pay the most to get that product out to the people, you know what I mean? And advertising and marketing. So I figured they'll probably make the most money around tax time when all these car dealers are paying them their fees per listing to list all their cars on their sites. I mean, I know the car industry in itself is a joke, but everybody knows tax time comes around. It's big in the used car industry. That's one of their biggest sales days. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, you don't even have to have your taxes. Just bring it on down to Bootleg Buy Here, Pay Here, and we'll fill those things out for you. Come on down, take you home a brand new 1999 Chevy Cavalier. It's only got 400,000 miles on it. Come on and get it right now. Buy here, pay here. Let's go.
Only 10 owners, 3 this month.
Hey,
you are not wrong, sir. I have
if the
seen
motor ain't
used cars.
skipping and the tranny ain't slipping, don't bring
Yeah.
that bitch back tripping.
So I've seen tax agencies in used car like sales places recently. In the last couple of years, I've seen it happen.
Yeah, JD Buyrider. I think that's one. So that's a larger one that kind of does the same thing. We'll do it all right here. We'll take all your money.
Yeah, if it's a buy here, pay here dealer, you better believe they want that tax check, and they will sit there and do the paperwork for you. Like,
Are any of these tax places that are coming into the dealerships publicly traded? Because that might be the play there.
Well, I like his idea. So if they have a lot of they have a lot of revenue coming up in tax time, that's going to be, across the board. So when would that reflect in earnings? Probably not till June or July. So it may be a little bit further out. I like the idea. And you could go with any of the manufacturers, I guess. But the dealerships, I don't know of any new dealerships you can get without just like owning Ford stock or GM. Besides CarMax, besides the used car market.
We were talking about Playboy earlier, but it reminds me of another company I've been following. Its ticker is RICK. And if you're looking to kind of take advantage of being in the adult industry or the profits related to that, you might want to look at that company. I just put something in the comments.
We did talk about it last week, and Opinion says we're going on a summer field trip.
The chart that I posted was from a big time holder of their shares. And you can see from the chart, like Rick is trading in line with other restaurants when their cash flow is way better than a typical chain restaurant. Not even close.
that's because they get a free wing buffet for lunch with every strip club entry.
No, we did actually talk about this at length last week. It's interesting. It's only down. We talked about, someone else brought it up. It was like 95. It's like 92 right now. I wouldn't do it.
I did. I bought 3 shares that on that day, so I'm down like a couple dollars, but it does have a good cash flow, so I'm waiting just to see what happens.
Picked some up during the dip in the summertime, and since then it's been a rocket.
Yo, what's your guys' opinion on Apple's earnings call?
Well, it's next week, so it's going to be it's on the 2nd, so it's right after the FOMC meeting. So markets could be roiled. So I think it's going to be hard to tell, I think, at this point, because if they get whacked on the 1st and then they report great earnings, it could come back to where it is now. So I think someone talked about playing, was it Jay Lizard on Google? I think something like that where it stays kind of range bound, I think would make sense.
On Apple in regards to their supply on the iPhone 14 been super low. I own a couple cell phone stores, so we had a back order back in November, and they're coming in. But at the same time, at this point, when they come in, I call the customer that's on the list that wants it. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna just go with the 12. Ain't that cheaper? Like, okay, cool. So I don't know if that holds a candle to anything y'all are talking about, but that's a true statement when it comes to their supply demand and how we've been moving phones over the last 2 quarters.
Are you talking 14 or 14 Pro?
I'm talking about all the 14s in general.
Oh, really?
So I mean, again, I only own 3 stores. I'm a small guy, but in my area, I'm known to be the iPhone guy as in regards to the prepaid mobile, as far as Boost Mobile is concerned. And I've been in business for like 15 years out here. So I have people driving from McLean to come get the iPhone from me because the other stores don't have them. So that's just my 2 cents.
My perspective is that he's the Apple guy, and Apple has that brand awareness.
So you think most people, even if they're back ordered, they're going to get that phone, even if it's 2 or 3 months later? Is that what you're saying?
iPhone people love iPhone, so they'll wait if they really want it. It's just the person that might not have the money to buy it. They had it when they wanted it, and I didn't have it. And so I don't know how that's carrying across. I know Apple had a back order of the 14 Pro Max at one point prior to Christmas. I'm not sure what's happening this last 3 weeks.
I've always been a Samsung Galaxy guy, but how do like the Google phones sell, the Pixels?
They sell great. I'm a Galaxy guy, mainly because of crypto and all that shit. They want to FaceTime and all that. I ain't trying to FaceTime. So anyway, yeah, Pixel sell well. A lot of people like them, honestly.
I'm
So
on Pixel 4 XL right now.
yeah, it's Motorola, Apple, and Google and Samsung. I mean, those are your 4 that's only going to make the money when it comes to handsets these days.
What are the margins on like selling cell phones? If you don't mind me asking, like
Depending on who you are in business with. I used to own a Verizon location, so the margins are a lot better because you're sticking people with a 2-year contract. I switched over to prepaid. I own Boost Mobile, multi-carrier, so I have Verizon, AT&T, Simple Mobile. All the multi-carrier stores have, prepaid. So the margins are higher when you're selling postpaid because you're digging in people's pockets over a long span. And they, as the consumer, they think they're getting a good deal because, oh yeah, I only got to pay X amount of dollars a month, but you end up paying twice that for the phone anyway. So the markup is more, and the hustle is in the financing of it. So I finance in-house. So even though I'm prepaid, I use my own finance company that I own. So then I just make the money instead of sending them to fucking whatever small Bob finance companies that are out here, like Allied, and like whatever these Acima, those little companies that do the in-house financing. Even like, so Synchrony is basically the company that owns it. If you want to play, I get a little smart on y'all. Synchrony is definitely going to get their money in the long run. They basically hold Home Depot, Lowe's, all these other companies that finance home goods as well as phones. They loan them out, and that's the company that basically is going to capitalize on people not paying. Synchrony.
If there's a recession, are you worried about people not paying?
No, because I get my money after like 3 months anyway, so I'm in the green after 3 months. So I aggressively try to get the highest down payment I can, and I'll give them accessories because they're fucking dirt cheap. Like screen protectors are 50 cents. Really, they're 10 cents if you buy 5,000 of them, and you sell them for $40. So the markup's really on accessories.
Hey, I got a question for you. You sound like a hustler, so I respect the hustle, man. So when they have the government subsidized bill, like phone bills and plans, is that a good profit margin? Because we're talking about recession. We're looking
So
into that.
if you play it how I play it, so they want you to do the whole application. And right now it's called ACP. It was called something else when Obama was here, but they want you to fill it all out for the customer and do it for free. But I'm not, I pay my people too much money. So I charge a setup fee, an activation fee. So, and if you don't want to pay it, you can go around the corner. You're going to pay waste more gas trying to find somebody that's going to do it for free than just paying me my money now. So it's all a hustle. And when it comes down to it. So yes, it is a great profit margin for that. Now, on the back end, you'll get residual, and residual is only going to give you probably 12, maybe 14 months. Verizon will give you a little longer for residual. But after that, you don't make no money. So you might as well charge them up front and get it up front.
Do you sell mobile hotspots?
Sir, yes, I do. Did you want to buy one today?
Well, I'm looking into them.
Well, I'm just fucking with you. Well, on that note, let's talk about some plays, boys. The market's about to open. I don't want to bore you. So hit me on the DM. I can put you on one of my sales managers and get you a unit though.
Well, I'm actually looking into Verizon puts, but I don't know if that's a good play.
Verizon just bought Simple Mobile and their whole brand. So all that fucking Net 10, they don't own TracFone, but they own Net 10 and one other company. I forget the name off the top of my head. I just took a big ass dab. Fucking but they own all that. So basically, your main companies is T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. That's the three big dogs. So anything else outside of that, I don't know.
Because I'm curious about Verizon because they're picking up a lot of like really shitty like.
Well, they're buying all these shitty companies so they can own all the towers. So they have to keep up with T-Mobile because T-Mobile was so aggressive with the whole Metro PCS, and then they bought Sprint, which bought Boost, and they now sold it to fucking AT&T and Dish Network. So that's some other shit. I don't even know.
I don't know if it's like too expensive for Verizon to maintain though. That's why I have.
Hold on just a second. We got 1 minute till market opens, so quickly let's run through some plays that we've talked about so far on the call.
Keep an eye on HLBZ. I will keep an eye on that. It looks like it's taking a shit, but it might have a dead cat bounce. And I posted all my personal plays in the chat. Do with it what you will. No financial advice. There's the market. Good luck, guys.
Any other big brain plays?
Yeah, the entire tech is going to tank over the next 4 days. Like it's going to be a bloodbath. Just wanting you to know. Bye.
Yeah, Credit Suisse.
What about Credit Suisse again? Oh, okay, just Credit Suisse.
I have a very large position in Credit Suisse. I like that play.
Market is open, and a lot of things that were up have lost all. They went up. Google's down a little over 1%. Makes me sad because it was getting so close to my cost basis yesterday.
So for you guys who want to play the P with some fairly cheap balls or some fairly cheap op BXUS puts at 4, they're actually pretty decent price. They only put on about 3% for you to actually make money on it. So I'm setting up for February 17th, assuming that between the Fed announcement and that first week of February, when big tech starts reporting, that's when we should probably see people filling off.
So here's a tinfoil hat theory. May I speak about this? Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Guess not.
all right. So here's the thing. I'm seeing like a lot of like bearish sentiment. Everybody's been talking about bearish sentiment for God knows how long, right? And everybody's signaling layoffs, right? Companies after companies, mostly tech, are laying people off. Maybe, just maybe, they're trying to show Jay Powell that they want to raise unemployment. I don't know if this is going to work or not because they're trying to appease him to kind of pivot.
Anybody got any news about why McDonald's just like dropped like $20?
The same for Nike, minus 8%. What the hell is going on?
Oh shit!
Hey, where were you when we were asking about Playboy?
Trading's halted on McDonald's, so something happened.
Same for Nike.
That's not good.
Same for VXUS.
ABB
Okay.
is up 20%.
Okay, quick question. Which platform are you guys using where trading is halted?
Interactive brokers.
I see it on Webull.
All right, I see it on Thinkorswim and on Robinhood.
CNBC.
So there's some wild volatility going on or something.
Yo, who's getting margin called?
Well, today's the day, fellas.
Let's go.
Yahoo Finance is throwing me alerts like Palantir minus 16%, AT&T 13% up, MO 9% up. So there's something strange.
Was there a nuke in Ukraine or something?
I've not got any alerts. I think everything would be red though. There's
I honestly can't find out why McDonald's is down so much.
I am seeing some new news saying that a McDonald's coverage was initiated by Wells Fargo.
280 price target.
Yeah.
I guess that scares everybody.
What
Oh,
the
yeah,
fuck
but
just happened with TSM?
what is going on with the stock market today, huh?
Oh my god, the TSM's option chain just like went berserk.
Even popcorn's halted.
They just halted it too. Everything's halted. What the hell?
I guess I'm buying more UVixie calls then.
Hey, opinion. Ask your boss. What's going on? What's going on?
Oh shit!
What are the CEOs saying, opinion?
And
Did they
freaking Bed
let
Bath & Beyond is up 20%.
Did they let
What happened?
SBF out of jail? Is that what happened?
The fuck AT&T? The spread is 57 cents to 126. What the fuck?
They're up 13.5% today.
What is going on, guys? Well, I'm buying more UVixie because I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Verizon's up 7%.
I'm on Thinkorswim too.
Verizon halted too. Everything's getting halted. This is insane.
So
SoFi's up.
Market's only down, like 150 at the most. So maybe it's a technical error. Maybe those do happen.
And Cars.com puts are up 600%.
So MasterCard's down $30. Something's happening.
The fuck? BlackRock got margin called.
I heard the machines were going to start selling.
All right. Well, I'm buying some calls on SDAO, SQQQ, and UVixie because this is gonna be hilarious if it prints. I mean, overall market looks okay, but
Contagion spreads slowly. Don't forget that.
well, Coca-Cola is okay. I'm looking at my Boomer portfolio. The only thing that's kind of halted is my AT&T share. It's at $21.
Palantir's halted.
Dang, it's cold.
Palantir's down 17% with a halt. That sucks. My cost basis on them is still $29.50.
Oh man, today might be a day I'm gonna pop an Avaland day trade.
It probably will not be a bad day to play volatility all day because I wouldn't doubt that this will just continue to move around from stock to stock today.
Jesus.
But why today though? I mean, it's Tuesday.
Well, if you had to tax harvest and sell off right before Christmas last year, it's been 30 days. So maybe everybody's get ready to buy back in.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a super good call.
Like Altria, just jumped.
I love the casino music in the background, though.
Thank you. Just something to keep things cool and collected. Oh, look who's finally here.
journalist. No, I'm just kidding. It's loose.
Say, is anyone seeing
Oh,
all
yeah.
the trading halts?
We're seeing.
Yep.
Where were you, man?
Moose, what did you do?
Luce, you walked in and everybody knew exactly why you showed up this morning.
What,
For the
the trading
McDonald's
halt?
hedge.
Yo, plunge
Do-
protection team, guys.
Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
but
know
what
what
do
you're
you
talking about. We're all wondering what the fuck is going on.
The McHedge.
The
Come on,
McHedge.
Moose.
Yeah, I got AME, ANET, DMA, GB, Eli Lilly, Lumen, MasterCard, Main Street, McDonald's, MetLife, MMP, Magellan, Altria, Mosaic, MP Materials, Marathon Petroleum, Marathon Oil, Newburger, Norwegian Cruise Line, Newmont Corp, Nine Energy Service, Neo, Nike. Jesus.
McDonald's.
Yeah, I said McDonald's.
All right.
AT&T, Sony, Southern Company, NewScale, Scott's Miracle Grow, Skeena, Silvergate, Toll Brothers, Truist Financial, Teladoc, Toronto Dominion Bank, Train Tech, Textron, Uber, Unilever, Union Pacific, UPS, Visa, Valero, Verizon, Wayfair. What the
Starting
hell
to
is
sound
going
like
on?
the list of places that haven't been halted might be the smaller one.
Yeah.
I never heard. Yeah, that's did someone put a 0 instead of a O? What happened?
The VIX at 20, so I don't know what's going on there, but wow.
This is going to cause some downside.
Okay, guys, my video will end up being green.
But no, you don't see any other specific news of why everything is halted.
No,
right?
I'm looking at everything. StockTwits is having trouble right now. I guess
It
everybody's
looks
getting on StockTwits.
McDonald's just unhalted.
Yeah, it looks like all those stocks may have just been unhalted.
Yeah, it was a technical issue. It just came across CNBC. They're pretty quick with their news. I trust them. They're one of the faster breaking news. Technical issue, but yeah, what's it going to cause now? Downside.
No,
I
that's
mean, is
big,
that what
man.
is that what we call it now? When the market goes down, we just call it a technical issue.
Yeah, thank God the media is there to help us out with this, right?
No, it wasn't just stocks going down. It was like MasterCard, for example, moved from 332 to 424. So MasterCard and Visa, let's see, 197 to 250. So Visa was up.
And McDonald's was down what 7, almost 8%. Now it's flat, down a little bit. So manipulation.
Machines.
No, it's not manipulation.
It's not machines.
Put your goggles away.
Anybody else, like for a couple of minutes there, worried about Marge calling?
Nah.
I don't have her number.
I picked
I'm just
up
like,
a few
here's
more
the
shares.
recession, and the only company I have puts in is the only company that was up. I'm like, why, Bed Bath & Beyond? Why?
I bought some more shares of Mesa. United Airlines picked up just under a 10% stake in them. And my speculative theory on Mesa was that United Airlines would acquire them because of how cheap they are. So maybe it doesn't sound so speculative anymore.
Yeah, Verizon was up 7%. Now it's down. New 52 low. There's more to the story. Just curious though, what the technical issue was.
Does anyone know if the move to the cloud has been completed for the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ? Like all trades going through the cloud?
That news came out and it was very different from
the tape at that time, but stock after stock after stock, basically most NYSE stocks were paused for volatility. And as I mentioned earlier on 3M, it showed a print of being down 16% in the first minute.
Thank you.
I find it hysterical. They call it bad market data when most of the pay per order flow isn't really market data anyway, is it? It's algorithms. So I guess you can only program an algorithm so much before it starts to say even you're crazy. I know, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'll get over it one day.
Cars.com puts reversed already.
There were definitely some very good stocks to potentially pick up at those prices.
It wasn't even the underlying shares, it was the option chain that was even crazier. There was stuff where you like go up the option chain and stuff that should have been like 35 cents was trading for like a penny.
I just bought $30 calls on SPXS for $2 and then sold half of them back at $4. Fucking, what was that, 5 minutes later?
Yeah, options chain is still going crazy. I'm looking at
That-
calls on the triple Q. I'm seeing spreads of like 50 cents, just not far out of the money. That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, that might be the fastest scalp I've ever had. And this morning, I mean, I feel like there's still some fear though in the market. I don't know what caused that, but you know, fear is volatility. And volatility is
Mask, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. What's up, Titty?
Did you get into that SoFi play you called off? I bought in at open and I'm up 27.27%.
Holy shit. Good shit, man. I did not get in, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm glad to know that that was a good call now.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, Mask is pretty new to trading options, and he, for the most part, has no idea what he's doing. Therefore, all of his picks are almost guaranteed gold.
Oh yeah, this is all Tartstrology, so I want y'all to know that I'm basing all of this off of feeling and nothing more.
You're an honest man.
36% up.
Holy shit, this shit is still fucking climbing. Good God. It's about to hit $6 right now. Like
I'm
it's
45
2 cents away.
I'm 45% up.
Fuck, I should have bought those 2 contracts. It was $20. It would have been $20.
Man, nobody cares about should-haves. We all should have done something to make money. What are y'all looking at? Oh, Coinbase is up now. What the hell? It was down like 3.5%. Now it's up 0.7. Even though crypto's down, everything else is down.
I tried to buy some UVixy shares because I thought if there's some technical market issue that was more systemic, but that hasn't worked out. Seems to not have caused any real problems.
No, they were green. Those I was looking at those too. They were green, but now they're down 1.5%. So
yeah,
know when to go, right? Get your stop. If you don't have a stop, put a stop in, right?
Well, don't get stop lost out. That's how it happens. I think this news is gonna come back. Like that's not the end of. We're gonna hear more about that. I don't know what happened, but we're definitely going to hear more about that because dozens of like big name stocks were halted.
Another
And, like-
crypto one is Silvergate is up for some reason.
Lesser known like stocks just kept on trading.
I hate to be that guy, but did anybody buy gun stock?
What?
Always.
Did you say
I don't know if
gun
you said what.
stocks?
I don't know if you said what because my mic isn't working or because you couldn't hear me.
Yes to both.
I think you said GameStop because it's up 1%. Like 1%.
I think someone else heard gun stocks.
Yeah, there's no way I said gun stock because why would I say gun stocks after a mass shooting? It's not
Because
like
that's generally when there's a run on guns, which would mean higher profits.
Yeah, I would never. I mean, I'm not a capitalist. I would never want to make money on something tragic like that.
Yeah, I'd rather buy Nike stock and keep those little Vietnamese kids working on my shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'd rather support sweat from tiny, tiny children.
So what, you guys just gonna sit here? You got nothing else? You're like
I
30 of
literally
you.
don't know if my mic is working.
Looking at letters and
But
numbers.
Hard to hear you.
I was just watching Idiots in Cars.
Idiots in cars getting soda.
Getting soda? I mean, I guess. They could get soda. Oh, but hey, I don't think I mentioned this yet, but it looks like Reddit fixed notifications. We got up to over 1,000 pretty quick today, so pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it came through on the banner notification for me.
Oh, I just assumed it's because BBBY is squeezing.
Is it squeezing down more like it?
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
now it is.
Oh no. Oh, yeah, it is up. Back to prices we haven't seen since yesterday. Oh no, since Friday.
Dang, I should have bought those puts when it got down to $2.
What?
Well, so I have $2 puts that expire this Friday, and earlier today, with their big run up, it got down to $2 a contract, and now it's back up to $5.
Ooh, the gentleman is here.
Yeah, he's been here, bruh.
Well,
with his bad mic and all.
Still got it.
I think it's just he drives through a tunnel the whole time. Maybe.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, we got none of that.
Sounds like a radar blipping.
Right. I'm out. See you all.
Wait, before you leave, there's a nice comment in the comment section. You should go read it. In new just got posted.
Nah.
And he immediately leaves. For those not paying attention, someone in the comments was like, "Oh, love the banner. It's really cool. But why does Kathy Woods have such small boobs?" And just like that, Wall Street Bets will never lose its charm. Always going to be at least a certain level of degeneracy.
And we've talked about Rick and Playboy today. Again.
Did you talk about Playboy?
Yeah, we talked about them, but no one's read their financials.
No.
I mean, I read the financials.
Maybe if they put it in the magazines, we'd read it.
It's true. It'd have to be a picture book for you guys. Eh?
In the magazine, does anyone read fucking magazines anymore?
Well, if we looked at their financials, we'd know. But I haven't read their financials, so I don't know.
I mean, honestly, when was the last time you got a magazine and it wasn't something that someone sent to you that you did not want?
When it was the Harry Potter 25th anniversary.
Touche.
Nice $6 SoFi calls in the comments.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe those are printing today. Like, fuck.
Did somebody in person?
Gentlemen,
I'm sorry. Are you being kidnapped and dragged away from your phone while you're trying to tell us something?
He's in the upside down. Hold on.
Hey, there's just like a quick news about General Dynamics. I don't know if anybody picked it up. I posted on a link. Apparently, the White House wants to send a bunch of M1 Abrams to Ukraine. Those are tanks, by the way.
Yeah, they've been talking. Germany doesn't want to send them. We don't want to send them. It's a big hoopla. That's been out for, I'd say, like a week.
Well, it's not that we don't want to send them. It's the logistics on an Abrams is nothing like a Challenger or a Levac or any other tank. I mean, we're talking about a turbine engine that runs on JP fuel. You don't have JP fuel in theater. You have DMD.
That's what I was thinking too. And also, like, do they have enough trained individuals to actually run the equipment?
Nope.
They'd have to bring some of the Ukrainian soldiers over here to show them how to use the tank.
Right. So they might as well just continue to use guerrilla warfare.
It's not going to work in the spring.
They're talking about sending the Leopard tanks, I believe, from the Poles, because the Abrahams use the jet fuel, and it's going to be too hard for logistics for that.
Well, and we'd also have to strip out any NATO technology like the radios and all that kind of stuff. We can't just let that fall into Russian hands if one of those tanks gets captured. So it's not a easy transfer. But we have plenty of Abrams just sitting over in warehouses in Europe. It's not like they're not nearby. I've already seen pictures of Bradleys rolling into Poland. So they're definitely using in-theater warehousing.
So it sounds like that play specifically, the new tanks aren't going to go, but I think in general, as it speaks to the markets, the defense area, I know it's had a great year last year, but I don't see why it doesn't continue the funding both by us and other countries around the world, whether it be this conflict or any other potential ones.
We will.
To the
I
guy
say
who
calls
saying
on
the word,
nuclear weapons.
yeah, to the guy saying the word theater, could you list your defense tickers that you have in your portfolio so I can buy them?
He knows the terminology, so he must know what he's talking about.
Are you a consultant by any chance?
Not at all. Poli-sci.
Do you sell Jerichos?
I do not. I actually work at Toyota. I'm the Toyota guy. I'm going through certifications right now. If you want to buy a certified Toyota, I can definitely help you there.
Is Toyota code name for Jerichos?
Yes. Shh.
He says he can get you a new or certified Toyota, but really it's a toy Yoda.
Har har.
All right, good luck, guys.
Anyone
I gotta hop
remember
off.
that little debacle that Hooters went through?
Is that Hash Bro or Harsh Bro?
SoFi's in the red. How are those calls looking now? Sorry to do play-by-play, but I feel like I'm invested in them now.
Looking like I might actually hop in. They're 10 cents a piece, or 10 cents a share, so I might actually jump in now. Sorry, Titty, if you've been holding, bro. Probably average. I hope you sold out close to 6, because that would have been a nice little hunker chunker for you there. Ooh, they're down even further. They're 9 cents now, so I'm definitely buying. Fuck it, I'm gonna throw $18 on this bitch.
I just want to mention gold is dropping quite hard right now, which could be bullish for stocks. And bullish for the USD as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think the broken market has broken our hearts, and that's why everyone's being a little quiet today, except for the gentleman who can't get his mic working. I think it's probably a good sign that we should wrap it up early. So, if there's anything left to say it now. Say your piece.
I
Get some of
officially
that
have
Lose too much
contracts at
money.
$18.
Okay, I should
Kathy
clarify.
Wood has small titties.
Should clarify one at a time. Uncle Benji, go first.
I love small titties.
Okay, thank you for that. Mask?
Where's the chicken lady?
I officially got 2 contracts for the end of the week at 9 cents per share for $18. We'll see if the ship prints. Break even price is 609. Fingers crossed.
Nice, nice. Who else had stuff?
Try not to lose too much money and BB wide to the center of the earth.
I got some calls on Carvana for February 17th at $8. Let's hope that it goes up that way.
Yes, to the comment YouTube. I am just trying to have one nice pre-market talk. One day maybe it'll happen. All right. Well, in that case, see you all tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in. And well, he already said it, but don't lose too much money. Take care, guys. Bye.